What is up, everybody? It's Verdict here, and thanks so much for stopping by, ladies and gents. Now, I really want to talk to you guys about something today, and that is the Ashbringer, and specifically around Season of Discovery, because, well, it didn't arrive within Naxxramas. Rather, people killed 4 horsemen. It's not there. It's not in the data. Nonetheless, the Ashbringer is not here with us, and we are kind of pissed and at the same time not pissed, because most of the players understand what happened with Ashbringer and why it was retconned to have never been into the hands of the player. So today's video is going to be a little bit of a theory video onto, can we actually have it in Season of Discovery and what are the repercussions around it? So let's go. The original vanilla Ashbringer. We go inside the Naxxramas raid, the 40-man. The people who got lucky within the 4 horsemen managed to loot the amazing corrupted Ashbringer, which is essentially whatever happened post all of the lore with the Ashbringer, specifically up until that point. See, at one particular point in time, Naxxramas is still up there. Throughout the Burning Crusade, you could still raid the entire thing. Some people did for the sakes of just the weapon and the coolness of it, but in the Burning Crusade something very important happened. Blizzard understood that the fans who love World of Warcraft love Ashbringer even more because of how amazingly tailored the story is, and they understood that if we are to go into Northrend to face Arthas Menethil, the Lich King himself, then an ending of appropriacy is required, and of course that ending being the fall of the Lich King to the Ashbringer, or rather pretty much Frostmourne being shattered by the Ashbringer. We know this entire thing. But for this to happen, we need to go all the way back to vanilla and pretty much tell the players a big fuck you players, you never looted it, because the story would not have worked otherwise, and that's precisely what happened. See, Blizzard issued a 4-piece, I think it was. It's been a long time and I'm not fully up to date on whether or not this has changed, but at least to my younger self, the perception was as such. Blizzard released a 4-issue comic books which specifically went through how the Ashbringer was acquired, and of course it was Darian Mograine who, at the time, there was a little bit of an event within Scarlet Monastery Cathedral, and that event essentially being placed inside that comic where Darian, the Outland son, of course now retconned, would play into the player's hands essentially as if he himself went into Naxxramas to recover his father's blade, yada yada, and things progress onwards from there. This is a very important bit to understand onto why can't we not have the Ashbringer, because think of it like this. Season of Discovery, a couple of things that we do know about it is that, well, Blizzard are actually factually consulting the narrative guys at the high ends about what can we add inside this game that will not break the canonicity of the lore going into the current retail section, or important bits of lore that would come around. It's like, when Xal'atath, or at least what we believe to be Xal'atath, the shadowy night elf figure at the start of Season of Discovery and kind of midway through it so far, those types of things are consulted. Probably even Chris Metzen himself has said 1 or 2 things onto the topic onto what can you have, what can you not have. And just think for a second here, right? Corrupted Ashbringer retconned, it was never in the player's hands, and now we get it. Okay, now, of course, obviously this would be taking the entirety of Classic, the Burning Crusade, Old Hillsbrad Foothills, and of course everything that's coming afterwards within Wrath of the Lich King's entire expansion, and just totally break that piece of canon. So this is important to say, and to why can't we probably have the Ashbringer. But see, we can probably have it in a way. Now let's get into this bit. The very first legendary in World of Warcraft that the players can obtain, of course, being Sulfuras Hand of Ragnaros. Well, fact of the matter is that it's not Hand of Ragnaros, it's not Ragnaros' weapon, it is a copycat created by the Dark Iron Dwarfs, at least the lore back in the day said so. So what if we have this entire thing, again, probably in a number 2, well, what if we can create something like this with the Ashbringer? See, the origin of the Ashbringer, the weapon, not the person, the weapon, the Ashbringer is, of course, the Void Crystal, which was found in the Blackrock Mountains or the Burning Steppes fight, whichever part that took place, right? Those things are important. And what if we can factually recover another Void Crystal? Well, considering Midnight, considering all the things that are happening right now with the Void, I think it would be a very cool thing for us to have our own little Ashbringer, our own little purified crystal that would be forged again by Magni Bronzebeard into a little bit of a, maybe an epic item, a weapon of the ashes in a sense, right? You could call it the Blade of Ash or the Ashen Blade. You get the entire idea. What if the players can actually have a little bit of a cucked version of it in order for it to not break canonicity? My personal take is that I don't want Ashbringer. I kind of do want corrupted Ashbringer, but I don't want Ashbringer because Ashbringer itself is such an iconic weapon that serves better when you do not have it. And Legion thought of this very well. Just think of what happened with Legion and Ashbringer. Do you see any players left and right paladins going with Ashbringer transmogs nowadays? Very, very, very few in between. Fact of the matter is that the epicness of the weapon is a huge bit of the fact that you can never have it. That's why it makes it a legendary, because it's a legend across the entirety of the game. And this is something very cool. So yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about this. It's a very cool thing to see Blizzard pretty much mock us with the Ashbringer, there was a little book data mine that perhaps you could fish it. There have been a few polls spotted left and right that were never there. You know, people are going crazy about it, but fact of the matter is, personally, my take, and I'm open to be wrong, more than open to be wrong on this, is that I don't want the Ashbringer obtainable. It's better to serve as a legend, and fact of the matter is, probably we could have something lesser of it. And I think it wouldn't break any canonicity at all. But then again, you have to understand, the story of the Ashbringer is undead. And what happens with undead when you defeat Nexramas in vanilla? Nothing. So it lacks in purpose to get it now. It should have been got before this, or one way or another after. You know, you get the idea. Although that's going to be very hard. But no, I'm talking specifically about the copy, if that theory would ever be correct. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. It was very fun to talk about it. And yeah, like, subscribe. I'm back to PvPing. Shorts, as always. We're pushing numbers. It's been great. Welcome if you guys have just, stumbled upon this channel. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Enjoy yourselves. Bye.